Hello, dear friends. So tonight we're going to talk about fear and how people are afraid of fear itself. And the reason that I titled this live like that is if you're familiar with Joseph Campbell, he has that quote that the cave that you fear to enter holds the treasure you seek. And then I'm gonna quote my favorite, Anais Nin, who says that life shrinks and expands in proportion to one's fear. Courage, sorry. And it's true. And when I look back, there were a lot of things that I was afraid to do, but I faced the fear and did them anyway. And because of that, my life has been expanding exponentially. And when we face the fear and go forward into the unknown with courage and love, is when life truly expands because love expands us and fear shrinks us. And to love, courage is required. For example, if I didn't move here, I would still be in Bulgaria. And a lot of the experiences that I've had here would have not happened. And my life wouldn't have been that expansive through living in a completely different continent, a completely different country, becoming a completely different person because I've been faced with completely different challenges. And it's not like everything has been easy, there has been a lot of other things that have ensued. But every time a person faces a fear and manages to go into the unknown and faith, it expands us. And then there's the next fear and the next fear, but it's kind of like levels of a game. And we face it, and usually, like, once we face it, we realize, wait a minute, it's not that it's so scary, it's just that the unknown is the unknown, right? It's like entering into a dark room and not knowing what you're gonna find there. But then when your eyes start to get accustomed to the darkness and you start to get familiarized with the surroundings, it isn't so bad after all. And you actually discover things that you like and enjoy. And because you were afraid initially, you were kind of paralyzed, like, ugh. But then when you relax into the experience and embrace the unknown, you realize, oh wow, this is interesting. Oh, that's new. I haven't had that experience before. And you could actually allow yourself to experience the experience instead of being, in a way, guarded because of the fear. Hi, everybody. Uh, so it's really interesting when we approach things with courage and we enter unknown after unknown after unknown. And we're not talking only about external experiences, but also internal experiences. When we feel a particular feeling very strongly, including a certain fear, it's interesting to inquire and ask ourselves, for example, why am I staying in this relationship that I don't like? Or this job that I don't feel anything about, I actually hate it. And why am I afraid to get out of this situation that I don't like and try something new? Am I afraid that the new is going to be worse? Am I afraid that I won't do well in the new? Am I afraid of? And when we start to work with the fear and actually look into it and explore it, we realize that a lot of it is really false evidence appearing real, and we're making mountains out of molehills, and there's nothing so real about it. Like every time I've taken a job that I've never done before. And I was like, oh, I'm not sure if I'm gonna do well or not. But at the end, the curiosity of like, what is it gonna be like, prevails. And I muster up the courage to say, sure, yes, I can do this. It's really interesting because I end up doing it, and it's a lot of fun. I learn from it, and then you emerge like, wow, I can't believe I just did this, and I really did well. This is so cool. So you get more confidence, and that's how we gather more confidence from facing those fears and through the courage, becoming more confident, loving, and expansive. And it's the same with everything, truly. Uh, and even like deep feelings, whether it's desire or grief or sadness, if we are not afraid of those deep feelings and we enter them courageously, that's where most of my art actually has come from, through alchemizing really deep feelings that I could not express in any other way and could not make sense of in any other way, but to alchemize them into art, because plunging into them is so scary and like you can drown in a sense, unless you stay present, and then the alchemical process starts to take place, and you come up with art and beauty and meaning. So don't be afraid. Same with loneliness. People are afraid of being alone. But honestly, when you embrace solitude and the gifts that it can offer, and same with faith, you know, uh, then you actually become lonely when you're surrounded by a lot of people who are lost and who have never ventured to go into the depths of themselves. But if you were brave enough and have been brave enough and are brave enough to go there, then a solitude doesn't scare you at all. You actually embrace it and love it, because you can be real and you can be true and you can be deep, and you realize that you're never truly alone, because you have found who you really are.